My garden tour. All right, last night there was a pretty bad storm, and unfortunately, it looks like it hurt some of my tomato plants, and so I am gonna have to can some green tomatoes for sure. So I have to look, and if the base is snapped, this one's just bent, so I think that one is fine. But if they're like snapped too much, I'm gonna have to pull them, which my husband wanted me to can some green tomatoes because he has fond childhood memories of his mom pickling green tomatoes. We were just talking about that last night, and I think Mother Nature said, yeah, here you go. Look at this right here. That's gonna have to be this whole branch. It's cracked too much, so I'm gonna cut that off and pull all these. And are these some kind of, yep, some kind of slugs on my this is horseradish. All right, and then this is a pepper plant. The water weighed it down too much, so I think I'm gonna see if I'm gonna put one of my chairs right there so it can lean on my chairs. I know it's supposed to like recover naturally, but I don't care. I'm gonna prop a chair up so it can lean on the chair. So yeah, I guess today's new game plan is canning green tomatoes, or I should say pickling. I'm just gonna use a light pickling. My husband, there's so many different pickling recipes out there, but he wants a light pickling. So yeah, I looked through all his mom's recipes, and I couldn't find what recipe she used to pickle. But I also know she just relied on cookbooks a lot, so I will just do a light pickling recipe from one of my ball canning books. So yeah, I got my scissors, I got my little bowl to put the tomatoes in. Gonna clean this up. I measured out the green tomatoes, and this will make 4 pint jars. Since I have the water bath canner out, I want to do 6 jars because my water bath canner holds like 6 to 8 jars, and to me it's not worth running the water bath canner unless I can do at least 6 jars. So I have 4 of the green tomato, and then I have these banana peppers. I was just gonna snack on these this week, but since my own banana pepper plants are already producing banana peppers, these are the ones my dad brought me this week, I'm gonna go ahead and cut these up in slices and can these the same pickling that I am gonna do with the green tomatoes. So I'm gonna have 6 jars all together. So each jar I'm going to put at the bottom a clove of garlic, a jalapeno from my deck garden to add a little heat, and then a sprig of dill. So I'm gonna go outside, get me some dill and some jalapenos for this pickling. These are my 2 jalapeno plants. So I want to get 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a nice size one. 5. Is that a bug or just schmutz? All right, I need one more. 6. And then this is my dill plant, and so I'm letting the tops go to seed, and so I'm just going to cut off these sprigs that do not have the seed heads. 6 of those. I just rinsed these, and I'm going to slice them up. I will wear gloves when I slice jalapenos. I don't know the heat. To be on the safe side, I always wear gloves when I slice jalapenos. Trust me, I've not in the past, and I regretted it for like 3 days. I just couldn't get the sting to go away. So always wear gloves when cutting jalapenos, and I'll wear them when I'm cutting these too. These aren't too hot, but you don't want to get anything in your eye by accidentally rubbing your eye with your hand. So gloves it is. And then everything I read about pickling little cherry tomatoes is you should prick a hole in each one so they won't like burst. The skin still might split, but they might burst if you don't when you're water bath canning them. So I'm just gonna take a little toothpick and prick a hole in each one. And I've got my pickling spice. My base brine is gonna be pickling spice, vinegar, sugar, and salt. I'll show you when I get to that part. And then for the 2 jars of banana peppers, I am going to use pickle crisp. Just for a pint jar, you use 1/8 of a teaspoon for each jar. I'm not going to do it on the tomatoes. I'm just going to do it on the banana peppers. My basic pickling brine is 3 cups white vinegar, 4 teaspoons pickling salt, 4 teaspoons pickling spice. I got this at my grocery store, and then I got this pickling spice at a Farm and Fleet store, and then 1/2 cup sugar and 2 cups water. So we bring all these ingredients together to a boil and then simmer it, and that will be the brine that goes into the pickling jars. So pretty basic. 3 cups of vinegar, pickling spice, pickling salt, and water and sugar. So yeah, that's the one I like. There's all kinds of different brines out there, but this is my favorite that I've come across so far. I sanitize and keep my jars hot by leaving them in the water bath canner as I heat up the water bath canner. So I want these extremely hot, so I'm taking them out right now, and then I will pack them with the green tomatoes and the banana pepper slices. My brine is warming up, not quite there yet, but it'll give me time to start packing these jars. So each jar, I am going to put a clove of garlic, a sprig of dill, and about 4 slices of jalapeno in each jar. My brine is boiling, so I just reduced the heat to simmer. And now 4 of the jars I'm going to pack full of the green tomatoes, and then 2 jars with the banana slices. I think I measured this out that this should work perfectly. We'll see. All right, so there's definitely some space. I could pack it more, but you know, I want the brine to go in, and this is all I have, so just gonna give a little extra room for the brine. Now we're gonna ladle in the brine. All right, I added the brine, added the pickle crisp to these 2 jars, debubbled, wiped the rims, and now I'm gonna put the lids on and water bath can them for 10 minutes. Good morning, it's the next morning and all of these sealed. The tomatoes look great. The banana peppers look great. And now we have to wait. So when pickling, you don't want to eat them right away. You want them to sit in their brine and get all that goodness. And so most recipes I read said let your pickles sit for a month before you open them. I was talking to Robert about the green tomatoes, because remember, I pickled these because his mom used to pickle green tomatoes and it was his favorite treat as a kid. And he said his mom wouldn't open them for 6 months. So I'm like, okay, whatever you want to do. So I'm gonna label these, and these are gonna go on the shelf. I have a pantry shelf just for all my canned goods that I do myself. And yeah, they'll sit on the shelf for a while. So, they look pretty good. Robert did put a slight hole in each one. A couple of them look split. There's seeds floating about, but those could be the jalapeno seeds. But overall, the tomatoes look really good. So I was worried they would burst, but it doesn't look like they burst. They all look pretty good to me. So yeah, very happy with how the green tomatoes worked out. And we still have a lot more tomatoes to ripen on the vine, so I don't know, I might be canning some more green tomatoes if we can't eat them all. I have 4 pots of tomato plants on the deck, and they're all producing like crazy, so we'll see how many more jars I can get this harvest season.